Monday Night Football kicks off tonight with an interesting game between AFC North rivals Cincinnati and Baltimore. BETDAQ currently has Baltimore installed as a 6, 7, and 7.5 point favorite, all three markets being offered. In addition, totals of 41 and 41.5 both being offered on BETDAQ. Also a plethora of prop bets, plenty of opportunity to get involved here in what should be a very entertaining game. Now Baltimore, as you probably remember, came within a play of the Super Bowl last year. If Lee Evans, who's no longer with the team, had just held on to a touchdown pass at the end of the AFC Championship game, then Baltimore, not New England, would have gone on to the Super Bowl to face the New York Giants. Did not happen, though. It's ancient history now. The Ravens are still one of the better teams in the AFC, expected to contend for the AFC Championship again this year. However, that defense, which has been the backbone of their team for really ever since Ray Lewis has been there, over a decade, that defense is starting to age. Ray Lewis now 37, Ed Reed 34, and Terrell Suggs, NFL's Defensive Player of the Year last year, hurt his Achilles in April and apparently in a pickup basketball game, an off-season pickup basketball game, and he won't be ready to go until November, if then. So I do expect that Ravens defense to take a step back this year. Now offensively, the Ravens are led by Ray Rice. Ray Rice is their go-to guy, one of the best running backs in the league. Interesting stat for you. Last year when Ray Rice had at least 20 touches in a game, that's carries and receptions combined, touches. When he had at least 20 touches in a game, the Ravens were 12-0. So they've got to get this guy the ball. No doubt they'll look to do just that tonight. Now, Cincinnati knows that, and Cincinnati has a good defense in their own right. Cincinnati's defense, unlike Baltimore's defense, not aging. Most of their key players still entering their prime years. 7th in the NFL last year in total defense. They're going to try to limit Ray Rice in that Ravens rushing attack and make Baltimore quarterback Joe Flacco beat him. Flacco's been up and down throughout his career. He was seen as a liability throughout most of last season. However, people have gotten off his back now ever since a great performance in the AFC Championship game. They lost that game, but it was clearly not Flacco's fault. Maybe Flacco will now grow and sort of blossom into the star on this team and take over the reins as this defense declines. We shall see. Now, Cincinnati on offense, they've got a pretty good young quarterback themselves. Andy Dalton was a rookie last year but made the Pro Bowl. Now, the big reason he made the Pro Bowl, at least part of the reason, the wide receiver he's got out there, A.J. Green, was also a rookie, but A.J. Green is one of the best 5 wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, this guy is one of the absolute best at his position, an incredible player, should only get better, sort of a Randy Moss-like downfield threat. Many times last year, Andy Dalton was just able to throw the ball up in A.J. Green's direction, and A.J. Green would come down with it. He gave the Ravens fits last year when these two teams played. They did play twice. Look for the Ravens to pay a lot of attention to him tonight. And there is a question of whether Cincinnati was figured out last year. Once people realized that A.J. Green was the main cog on that offense, the go-to guy, started rolling coverages towards him, double-teaming him, it really got a lot worse, got a lot tougher for the Cincinnati Bengals. In the last 9 games last season, they were 1-6-2 against the spread, a toxic team to back. So which team will they be this year? Will they be the young up-and-coming Bengals, who would be a good team to back in a situation like this, getting 7 points? Or would they be the team we saw towards the end of last season where it's really, we know what's going on, young quarterback, one go-to threat at wide receiver. If you shut that guy down, you really shut this offense down. It'll be curious to see, and that's really the matchup tonight I'm most looking forward to seeing, is that Cincinnati offense going up against that Baltimore defense. It has been great, but without Terrell Suggs, with some of their key guys aging, what will they look like now? Now, I do lean towards Baltimore in this game. I do expect the Ravens to cover the 7 or the 6, 7, 7.5, whatever spread you take. Do expect the Ravens to cover tonight. Not confident enough about it to bet on it myself or make it one of my official picks, of which I was 2-2 on yesterday, by the way. But I do lean towards Baltimore tonight. Now, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Cincinnati won this game. I do expect it to be a competitive game. I do think the Ravens will pull away in the second half. I do not look for a high-scoring game. I lean towards the under here, the total 41 or 41.5. I do lean towards Baltimore and the under. Again, I don't feel confident about either one, confident enough about either one of those bets to actually place a bet on it myself. But don't let that stop you. And Cincinnati fans, again, 2-2 yesterday. Couldn't have missed more on that New Orleans game. So I could be just as wrong on this game. Cincinnati might come out there and dominate the action. That would certainly surprise me. But hey, should be a very entertaining ball game.